Hello and welcome to driving an EV in the UK. Now, what can we talk to you about today? Let's talk to you about cost. Let's talk to you about comparing petrol or diesel prices to charging an EV. And it's very hard to sort of denote that it's hard to balance off a gallon or a litre of fuel versus a kilowatt of electricity, because they are both different amounts of money. So how can we get a figure that's more understandable and more seen, that you can work out much easier? How it is seen to be much easier to work out how much it is for electricity for an EV versus you putting petrol into a car. So right now in the UK, when I made this video, the average UK price for petrol was £1.10. This is a good number. It may not sound a good number to you, but this is a good number as £1.10, because that makes a gallon of the fuel £5. So you yourself have some idea how far you can drive and how far your car does in petrol and diesel for £5. So you have a mile number for that figure. But for an EV, the prices are so different and the prices are so wild that how much electricity can you buy for a fiver at these different providers? Now, I did a little calculation. I have a little list. I am not going to start singing, but never mind. So, what I have done is I have took a gallon of petrol price as being £5, and you understand a gallon of petrol and you understand £5. That's still a lot of money. So you yourself can work out how far your car can go on that gallon of petrol. Fine. Right. Now for the second point. Let's have a look at a couple of providers who provide electricity. Now, I am not going to go for small names, but we're going to start off with a big name who are completely and utterly mad and who always seem to get some advertisement for how expensive their electricity is, and therefore that it probably puts people off getting an EV because it's very expensive. So let us assume the following thing, that the car you're going to get, the EV, drives 4 miles to 1 kilowatt hour. Now, this is not unreasonable. There is a lot of cars that come close or even past 4 miles per kilowatt hour. So therefore, I haven't picked a large number. But we need just to have a number. And this is the number we're going to make it easier for you to work out this thing. So, if you take it, there's a supplier called Ionity. Ionity is a provider of electricity on mostly the motorway services. Now, they have hiked their price to the most and stupidest amount. They charge 79 pence per kilowatt hour. So what does that mean in miles? Now, I worked out if your car does 4 miles to a kilowatt hour, you will get for every £5 25.2 miles. So you can see 25 miles for a fiver. Or does your car does 25 miles to a gallon? So you can compare. It is the worst case scenario, this price, because you really have to be a complete another plonker to physically want to buy from them on a regular basis. Okay? let's just take that. Now we'll go to a second one, which is a medium price one, which is InstaVolt. A number of petrol stations have InstaVolt, and a number of other smaller little places, but InstaVolt do turn up quite a few times in petrol stations or any of the companies that sell their electricity at 35 pence a kilowatt hour. This is actually well under half the price of what Ionity sell. Remember that. So our amount of electricity we can buy is 14.3 kilowatts for that £5, which with the 4 miles give you 57.2 miles you can drive for £5. Getting a bit better. So if your car does 57 miles to a gallon, then we're going to balance off at buying at 35. But still, that is still not a cheap price, and you can still do better. So let's go to now my last figure, which is what Lildy and their charges, but there is some other companies that do the same price amount at 23 pence per kilowatt hour. That your £5 will that now buy 21.7 kilowatt hours, which at 4 miles per kilowatt hour is 86.8 miles. Now we have a nice decent large figure, 80 odd miles for a gallon of fuel. It's going to be hard for most petrol cars to get anywhere near that. You may get the odd diesel that can manage that, but don't forget, diesel cars are now not in favour, so therefore it isn't all that good really. So we have 3 suppliers. We haven't gone to the cheapest form of filling up, which is probably just your standard electricity tariff at home. You could probably take that down to 17-18 pence. The UK average for home tariff is about 18 pence. So therefore, if you consider that, you are looking at a much bigger distance again, and well into the 100-mile range. There is possibilities even now of getting to a charger that is free, so therefore it would cost you nothing. So it depends on how accurate you are of deciding. Here, let me think of this way. I take my petrol car and I drive past 2 petrol stations. Right, which one am I going to fuel up at? Am I going to fuel up at the one that is cheap or the one that is expensive? Now, how many of you will just go past a cheap one to go to an expensive one? I take it very few of you, if you're sensible. If you're a company car driver, you won't give a damn. You will just fill up whenever you want, no matter the cost. So I honestly 79 pence for a company driver, they won't care. So, but as a normal human being, we should all want to get the best value and get the cheapest price. So hopefully just that little look at what £5 and a gallon of petrol in your car versus how much when you look at the prices of what electricity kilowatts are. I haven't picked the lowest price. I haven't just said, well, you could probably get it for 15 pence. There is some places around the UK where you can get fast charging for 15 pence. There is some places that you can go to get a 7 kilowatt, which is fairly slow, for free. There is some where you can get a 50 kilowatt for free. It depends on you finding it where you are. So hopefully that may explain and give you at least some price ideas on looking at it that way. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully you do, and hit the little bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.